Hello and welcome into another edition of Siena Saints Weekly. I'm your host Andrew Champagne. In just a moment we'll be joined by women's tennis standouts Danielle Crill and Brittany Filip, but first let's take a look at the week that was in Siena athletics. The women's soccer team has gotten most of the attention so far this year, but the men took the spotlight this weekend with two impressive MAC wins. The Saints thumped Manhattan 4-0 on Friday before smashing St. Peter's 7-1 on Sunday. They're now 4-1 in MAC play, good for third in the conference. Next up are two tough road games. The Saints go to Loyola on Friday before traveling to Rider on Sunday. The women started the week strong, coming from behind to top Harvard 2-1 Tuesday. However, the week ended on a sour note for the Saints as they fell to Marist 2-1 in a physical MAC matchup on Saturday night. They return home on Friday when they host Fairfield in a 3 p.m. tilt. The volleyball team got a big boost on Saturday as senior leader Aubrey Bobo returned to the rotation for a 3-0 win over Rider. However, her presence wasn't enough on Sunday as the Saints fell to Loyola 3-0. The squad goes on the road Tuesday to face Hofstra and will return to MAC play Saturday at St. Peter's. Jumping into the pool, the Siena swimming and diving team had their first home meet of the season Saturday, falling to Vermont 161-137. Siena's pool saw 4 new pool records, but only one of them was swam by the Saints. That came in the day's final race, the 400 free relay, where Molly Chamberlain, Katie Ness, Dana Tricarico, and Brittany Pavolko clocked in at 3:37.82, lowering the record by over a second. They'll be home again on Wednesday, hosting Holy Cross at 7 p.m. In field hockey, the Saints ran into two NEC buzzsaws this past weekend, falling to Monmouth 10-0 and Rider 5-0. Siena will return to competition Friday for their final home match of the season against Sacred Heart. That's scheduled for 3 p.m. at Siena Turf Field, and proceeds from donations of change and empty bottles at the contest will go towards breast cancer awareness. It's a great cause. We hope to see everybody there. Men's and women's cross country were both off last week. They're preparing for this Friday's MAC Championships in Madison, Connecticut. And as you may recall, last week we were joined by two members of the men's tennis team. Today we're joined by Danielle Crill and Brittany Filip of the women's tennis team. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Hi. Hi.
Danielle, talk a little bit about how the fall season went for the team.
We had a great fall season. We won all of our dual matches, and we had a great show at all the invitationals that we were invited to.
And Brittany, what are some of the strengths of this year's team?
I think this year we focused more on doubles play, and we've gotten a lot stronger. We practiced poaching, and we really worked with our partners more, so we've become more competitive in that aspect.
What match or tournament was most exciting for you guys this fall?
I'd say the Hartford one. We had a great singles turnout. We had some close matches there, and we were able to pull through and have everyone win that match, so it was a great turnout.
Now, do you prefer the fall season with all the tournament play or the spring season with dual team matches? You guys play two different seasons, both very different.
I think we prefer the spring season. We like going to tournaments, but it's a lot of sitting around, and we want to play. So we like going, and we actually play like really hard components. Like Fairfield is one of our biggest this year, so we're hoping to beat them this year.
Now, you guys are in your off season now. You obviously don't play any competitive matches through the winter. What's a typical day of off-season practice like for the team?
There's a lot of conditioning. We still do our workouts with Dan Taylor, the trainer, and we play as much tennis as we're allowed to that the NCAA rules allow. So we just kind of hang in there and start training and conditioning.
How tough is it to maintain your focus through the winter when you're not playing any competitive matches or tournaments?
I think we focus more on like conditioning and how we need like resistance to stay fit so that we have it in the spring. So I think that we still focus on tennis, but it's more like our physical body that we try to work on.
Now, what are some of the goals you ladies are setting heading into the spring part of the season?
To keep up with our doubles, just try to win the doubles point because that's a really big point to win. And just to, work on our singles, be mentally tough and just fight through everything.
All right, now, my personal favorite part of the show, the lightning round. This is ultra intense, girls. Get ready. Each of you, favorite movie?
I have to go with Baby Mama.
Okay.
I'd go with Legally Blonde.
Okay, female-dominated cast, all right. Favorite TV show?
I like The Office a lot.
All right, Steve Carell, very funny guy.
Yeah.
His last season, so I'd imagine it's a little bittersweet for you.
Right, yeah.
I'm a Glee fan these days.
You're not the first. Megan Yee was on a few weeks ago. We had a very long, in-depth discussion about Glee. Your guys' biggest pet peeves?
I have a big pet peeve when guys wear sandals.
You just don't like feet?
I don't like them, especially on guys.
Yeah,
It bothers me.
When people don't wear matching socks.
Yeah, it sort of gives off the vibe of you got dressed in the dark or you woke
Yeah,
up just a few
just-
minutes before class. Doesn't look good. Favorite pre-meet superstition? It can be either of yours, it can be somebody that you know, it could be an opponent's, anything.
I actually have a weird one. I like chew gum before every test because I think it helps me like focus better.
Just relieve stress and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Cool. Danielle?
I just have a certain playlist on my iPad that I just always listen to.
What are some of the songs on it?
I don't know. Some of them, I changes it, but usually country relaxes me a little. Just a catchy one that I can always sing.
Nice. The funniest member of your team?
I have to say Danielle. She's always loud and everybody loves her. I think she's really funny. And
What's one of the funniest things that she's done?
well, her pictures in the Siena athletics page. She's always just like a goofball and is not afraid to be herself.
Danielle, what about you? Who do you think is the funniest member of your
I'm
team?
going to go with Alora Benfer.
And what's one of the funniest things that she's done?
She just always has a story for us at practice, whether it's something she did that day or that week. She's just always has a story.
Now, if either of you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would they be?
Well, I'm a big fan of Ellen DeGeneres. I think she's hilarious. And Tina Fey. For the last one, I have to go with David Beckham, just for obvious reasons.
And Danielle, what about you?
I'd go with Andy Roddick, Ryan Reynolds, and Snooki. I'd like to have a conversation with her, talk about the Jersey Shore a little.
You really think Snooki's conversational skills are up to par?
I'm sure she has something good to say, so.
All right, now, finally, there are rumors going around the athletic department that your coach's cooking is really, really good. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, he does cook. His wife, we have to call his wife and ask him if it's actually him who cooks it because it's so good. He makes chocolate cake.
The chocolate cake's the
And-
best.
yeah.
Dessert's always good.
Right.
I can't pronounce half the meals he tries to make.
Yeah,
he
he's-
makes us, so.
He's from Greece, so it's hard to pronounce all of them. But
Chocolate cake is a universal language. I think we can all agree on that. That's going to do it for this edition of Siena Saints Weekly. I'd like to thank our guests from women's tennis, Danielle Crill and Brittany Filip. I'm Andrew Champagne, and I'll see you next week.